Hey friend. So, like normal, I feel like a bunch has happened, but then I look back on it and I'm like, but has it? Has a lot happened? I guess I should start with the fact that I started my self-made coursework early. I was going to start in September, but it's mid-August. I started with my musicality and precision in writing and my ADHD and productivity courses because I felt like these were good places to start if I wanted to build a good foundation for the rest of the courses, but also for just writing in general. So during my studying and analyzing for the ADHD course, I found the suggestion that I should try my hand at serial fiction. I thought it might scratch some ADHD itch, I guess. It just requires short installments, and that sounds like something I can finish. I've done it before with the first season of Poplar Cove. I have a few kooky ideas that could work. Having a couple intersecting plots would probably keep me interested. But is it really a good idea for someone with ADHD? Because the project itself is probably going to last a little while, so... I mean, my ultimate goal is to write something good, finish it, and put it out into the world so hopefully people can enjoy it. Serial fiction probably would check all those boxes. I knew I needed to do more research, and I also did a few other things this week other than research that I'm pretty excited about. So I guess let's just start. First, what is serial fiction? Serial fiction is a literary format where there's a longer narrative and it's released in sequential installments, kind of like a sitcom or something like that. Some people release them in a series of novella or novel-length books, but what I'm looking to do is to have a longer story that's released in episodes. Specifically hybrid episodes where there's an overarching plot that goes through the entire serial or the entire season, but there's also little problems and events that get told each episode that resolve in that episode. A lot of this type of fiction can be found in places like Wattpad, but I'm looking to maybe release on either my website or Patreon or Substack or something like that, but that's for future Joss. Current Joss needs to be able to write things first. First things first, I need to figure out some logistics and techniques and story elements to work with, and also finishing episodes is important, and so I wanted to do a little bit of research on the different things that a good serial requires. So what sorts of tools do I need to keep everything organized, especially someone like me with ADHD? When looking up stuff online, I gathered a few suggestions. One was to create a character Bible with key traits and relationships and current storylines and backstory and stuff for each of the characters, and then update the Bible regularly with distinctive speech patterns and quirks and catchphrases that happen as the story goes on. They also said it would be helpful to use a spreadsheet to log which characters appear in each chapter or episode and what their role is. That way you can keep track of how often people show up or if someone's just disappeared. It's important to create a status board where it's just one sentence per character describing where they currently are in whatever situation they're in at this moment in time. And so I started that. I have today's date, and then I have just different lines of where they are before the story even starts. I found some other tips also. There's the 3 installment rule where no major character should go more than 3 episodes without at least a mention or a brief scene. There's the ABC plot system where the A plot gets most of the page time, the B plot gets moderate coverage, and then C plot has 1 or 2 scenes in an episode. And so you're supposed to rotate which characters anchor each of the levels, and it's supposed to help make sure that everybody gets their turn in the spotlight and you're not just focusing on one story plotline. They also said to introduce characters gradually and don't dump all the characters in the first episode. I tried writing a kind of a rough zero draft of what the first episode might be and even I started getting confused when I dumped all of the characters in at the same time, so I understand. Give new characters memorable entrances and clear connections to existing characters. Use character tags consistently, use Sarah said instead of just she said, and use brief descriptor tags Sarah the detective or Sarah the waitress or whatever. I can see there being a problem with overusing names when they aren't necessary just because I want to make sure that readers keep everyone straight, so we'll just see how that plays out. There's also the web mapping method, to physically draw out relationship connections and update them as relationships shift. So you get to spot whenever someone's getting isolated or overconnected. There's also collision points and ripple effects. So you're supposed to plan deliberate collision points. I want to do a sort of like soap opera-y, like over dramatic comedy horror type serial. There's so many genres in what I just said. Anyway, and so I did a bit of research on soap operas, and so like, for example, they have like weddings are usually like a big thing, and so if I plan deliberate collision points, it'd be like family members that don't get along or that have some kind of feud would collide during one of the weddings or something like that. Also, they said ripple effects are important, like when one action affects an immediate circle and then like the next ring of characters gets affected by it also. And it's good to set up domino chains where resolving one problem creates another problem. That way the conflict is ongoing. Other tips I learned are don't overwhelm readers with too many events and people per installment. Use natural story rhythms. Not everything needs to happen at once. Trust that readers will follow complex relationships if you give them clear anchors. The setting should be there to enhance the drama and not complicate like the character management. Good successful serial has a bunch of different elements that have to work together, like engaging characters and compelling storylines and like regular predictable releases to maintain reader interest. So obviously that last part is going to be like my biggest hurdle. I mean, the first two are like pretty difficult too, don't get me wrong. It's just like the last one, I know that I will definitely like struggle with that one, but I figure if I can build a buffer of episodes and like a regular schedule, I think I'll be able to do it. I was doing a bit of research on soap operas and I saw that they film anywhere from like 6 to 8 weeks to like 6 months ahead of time, and I was thinking about it, and like my first thought was, what if I write that much ahead of time and no one wants to read it? And then I thought about it and I was like, well, if I'm writing a novel, I'd be doing that anyway. So I think serials might be for me. I'm not sure. I mean, when I wrote the first season of Poplar Cove, like I just did it. I just kept going until the season was over, and if I'd kept the momentum and if I didn't have like issues with casting, I think I would have been able to like to finish or come to some kind of natural conclusion. But now, since it's just a narrative, it's just a story that I'm writing that doesn't require voice actors, there won't be any casting issues. So I can keep the momentum going as long as I can keep to my schedule. I'm not sure if serial writing is really something that is maintainable for a really long period of time, or something I can maintain for a long period of time, but I figure if I can like come up with at least one long story arc for like one season, and if it concludes at the end of that season, maybe with like a little bit of open-endedness for like the possibility of another season, I think I'd be okay. I would be really proud of myself to be able to like finish something, because I remember when I finished Poplar Cove, it was really I don't think I've ever felt that sense of happiness and productivity before. That's what happens when you don't finish things, I guess. Like the bar is really low. I would also like to note that I went out of my comfort zone a bit and joined a couple of Discord servers centering around writing. First of all, these are some of the most welcoming communities I've ever experienced so far, and I completely love it. It made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Secondly, I shouldn't have done it in the middle of the day because I was all overwhelmed with happy welcome messages like all day long, and it was good, but also kill me. Okay, I guess that's it for today. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm not really good at outros. I'm not good at intros either. So, okay, love you. Okay, bye.